today's class we are going to discuss about plastic processes. I think I need not say about the importance of plastics, as you have studied about the different types of plastics, advantages, applications, disadvantages, classifications, etc. in the first years. So, just little about plastic. In real, from a small button that we are wearing for a shirt to a big machine component, or even in aeroplanes, or even in decorative purpose, or in main parts of a car, etc., we are going to use them. So, in such a case, we are regularly seeing the applications of these plastics. So, let us now see how to manufacture these different types of plastics based on different sizes and different applications. Now, whenever we are going to manufacture particular thing, we will add certain things to get required properties. For example, your mother gives you a glass of milk, but that milk is not a plain milk. She adds some Boost or Horlicks. So, it gives energy, extra energy in addition to the milk, the energy which the milk is having. So, in the same way, while going for learning this plastic process, let us see, is there anything to be added so that the required properties of the mechanical properties or whatever the properties of the different things can be increased for that main material. So, for that purpose we are going to make certain things which is called additives. So, what are the additives? Why that additive is given? Now, let us see these additives. Materials added into the plastic resin either at the mixing stage or at processing stage to achieve the required properties for the final plastic product is called additives. So, materials added into the plastic resin, when we are adding it at the mixing stage or at a processing stage, either at mixing stage or at a processing stage, that is in the earlier stage also we can add, or during the process also we can add. And to achieve, for what purpose? To achieve the required properties for the final plastic product. So, to achieve the required properties for the final product is called additives. So, the required properties, that is mechanical property should be increased. As you know, what are the mechanical properties? If we want to increase them, then we will go for particular additives. So, this is additives. Now, let us see uses of this additives. By adding this, what are the uses that we will get? So, required final product properties. So, here what is happening is the final product properties, the basic raw material property is different and it may be increased through mechanical properties, then required final product properties can be achieved through the additives. Improved molding characteristics. So, the molding characteristics can be improved through this additive. To impart desired colors. So, if we want to go for different part in different colors, then we by adding these additives through pigments and dyes, we can get desired colors. To reduce material and manufacturing costs, etc. So, that is to reduce the cost of the thing, because we are adding certain things so that the fillers may be diluted or some other thing may be with less cost we will get the things. So, these are the different types of uses of additives, right. Now, let us see what are the additives. So, in what way they are useful. The first one is fillers. So, what does this filler does? The filler is it improves the mechanical strength, filler improves mechanical strength, it dilutes the resin so that overall cost can be reduced, overall production cost can be, or overall component cost can be reduced because of the diluting of resin with these fillers. What are the different types of fillers? Wood, asbestos, mica, carbon, fibers, all these things comes under different types of fillers which gives us The another thing is color matters. So that means we want to get different colors. For that, pigments and dyes are being added. If we want to go for red color, then we will go for either red pigment or dyes, etc. can be used. Next is stabilizers. So here, when the plastic is exposed to heat or light, then it should not break. In such a case, we add stabilizer so that when it is exposed to the heat or light, it will not be broken. Next, these are the plasticizers. So here this plasticizers is either it softens the material, because when the molding takes place, the material should be in a plastic state, that is, it should be in molten state. So for that purpose, we add certain plasticizers which softens or also hardens, either softens or hardens. For that particular purpose, plasticizers are used. Next one is catalyzers. So catalysts. So what is this catalyst? It improves the process. It increases the process time, speed, as well as reactions and as well as hardness, and lubrications during the machining, because it gets heated due to friction or whatever it may be, so that it can be added. Next one is flame retardants. So here in the flame retardants, because we know that some of the in the disadvantages of the plastics, it is heat not that much disadvantage. In such a case, by adding certain flame retardants, we can see that some of the flame retardants adding, so that it can be exposed, even certain exposing it may not fail. And other than this, again modifiers, so that by adding these chemicals modifiers, we can change the properties of certain material, certain properties of the material. They are called modifiers. That can also be done, so that we can change the properties of the plastics. Right. Now we have seen to manufacture particular products of plastics, we have added certain things to get required properties. Now let us go for plastic processing principle. What is the principle of a plastic process? So how it is going to be manufactured? So this is stage 1. Production of polymer into a powder, granule or sheet form. So first stage is production of polymer into powder, granule or sheets. So raw material we have to take, that is plastic raw material, that is called polymer. So that polymer is taken in the terms of in the form of powder or granule or sheet form, and mixing of suitable additives with the polymer. So after taking that polymer, either in granules form or powder form, then add the additives as per our requirement. Next, stage 2, softening the polymer by heating process to plastic deformable state. So then softening the polymer by heating process to plastic deformable state. So by heating the polymers, what will happen? The material will softens. So what is the purpose of soften? To deformable state. So whatever the shape that we need, we will get it. Then shaping the heated soft polymer to the required shape. So whatever the shape is required, that can be attained when at the heated soft polymer, when that state is there. Then cooling the final polymer. Then what we will do? We have to cool it, so that setting will takes place. Right. This is a process we have to follow in plastic processing. Right. Now when we go for a plastic process, is there any types of different processes? That means we can manufacture these plastics through either molding, as in the metals, or forming or welding, like that. In different way, as it is like in metals we do, here also we can manufacture the plastics. So let us go for different types of plastic processing as per either molding or forming or some other welding or other things. Right. So let us go for what are the types of plastic processes. First one is injection molding. Next one is compression molding. Third one is transfer molding. All these three things are based on the molding, and this is the extrusion, this is the forming process, this is casting, calendering, vacuum forming, blow molding, lamination. All these things are different types of plastic processes. So, let us go for studying one by one how these plastic processes are made, that is how the injection molding, how the compression molding, how the transfer molding, how the extrusion, like that we go on manufacturing each individually, how they are going to manufacturing. So, the first one is injection molding. So, as the name itself gives, the material is being injected. So, as you know, injection we generally nowadays we are not going to take only in the form of tablets, but injection all of you might have seen in the hospitals the doctors use. In the same way here also we are injecting the material to the mold where we require certain shape of the product that can be attained through the injection of the molten metal. So, let us go for injection molding. Now, let us see this figure. Here this is the hopper. In this granular plastics, that is raw material which is in a form of granules is fed, and due to the gravity it comes downwards, and when it comes downwards here there is a screw plunger is there. This plunger is having screw type plunger. So, when this plunger rotates, what happens here, the screw is there. So, screw also rotates. So, when the screw rotates, the granular plastic material, granules in the form, will move forward in this direction. Right. Here what is to be done? The first stage is there. Second stage we have to heat the granules, that resin, plastic resin. So, for heating, here we have given the certain heating coils. This is the heating coil. So, because of this heating coil, this plunger, this screw, all these things gets heated, all this part gets heated. So, whatever this plastic granules are there, they are being heated, and so that whatever these granules are in solid form, they will come into the molten state. So, when these are into molten state and they are being softened, so that they will flow, liquidity will come. So, liquid process properties will come, so that it flows, and here there is a small opening is there, nozzle. Through the nozzle the material injects here, because here this plunger rotates. So, that screw is also rotating, because screw is rotating, the forward movement of the granules will take place, so that the material being injected. So, from here, from this place to here, the material injected. So, here this is the mold cavity, whatever the shape that we need, that shape will be here. There are two things here, one is fixed, another one is removable. So, when we want to go for making a particular part, we are closing this fixed flexible one, and then when we inject this material, it comes to here, and here the material will deposit it, and we have to keep it for certain time, that is under heat and pressure. When certain pressure is applied and retained for certain time, this will solidification will takes place, so that the casting of that particular part, whatever the part will be made. After solidification, that is after the setting time, we have to remove this mold, so that and disengage or remove the product, and again close the flexible mold, and again do the process. That is like this cycle will go on changing. For every cycle we will get the different types of pieces based on different types of products and different types of plastics. We go on manufacturing this. So, here what is the thing we have to know is, total material should be in molten state, and it should be softened before it coming to the nozzle. And again there is a nozzle is there, there is a lot of friction will be developed, so that heat will be developed, and so that more heat will be there. So, this is how the plunger the injection molding takes place, and this is the parting line. At this parting line we will open the mold, so that we can eject the component. So, this is the basic principle of injection molding. Once again, the granules plastics fed through the hopper. Due to gravity it falls downwards. When it comes to the downwards, because of the screw type plunger, the material comes into the flow into the forward direction, but here there is a heating coils, so that this total part is gets heated. Because of this heating, the granules will get melts, and it comes to the softening molting state, and all the material in the granule form will come into the liquid state, and by reaching here totally the material should be in a liquid state, that is it should be softened, and then it is being rotated this plunger with a screw. This material is injected through the nozzle, that is small opening, and it comes into the cavity, mold cavity, and here the material will be filled, and it is under certain pressure we keep this for certain time, then it goes on a retaining time, then it will take certain time to cool, then it will be ejected by removing the mold these things. And this is how the molding, injection molding process takes place. Now let us see another process, again the same thing, but different thing, different settings that we have to go. Here this is a hopper, this is the barrel, these are the heaters, and here this is the nozzle, and here we are going for different, this is the molds, and here these are hydraulic motors. All these things, movable pattern and stationary pattern, as I said, one is flexible movable and another one is a stationary, and here the mold, whatever the mold that we want, we can take it. So this is some different. Here if you see, this is up to this part, it is called injection, that is being, metal is being injected, and here this is the mold, actual mold taking place, and here this is the clamping, how this molding will be taken place. So this is how the process for different types of products we will go for in different shapes, and different molds are using different jigs and fixtures are easy. And this is another thing, you can see this injection molding, again the same thing, in clearly you can see better than that. So this is the hopper and this is the screw, and here the rotation, it is going on taking place like this. When it rotates, the screw also rotates, so that the material flows in here, and here this is the actual piece or the shape, whatever that we need, that can be got it here. And right now next another thing, let us see what are the different types of the whatever so far I have told. Let us go for into the points. So first one is plastic raw materials is fed from the hopper to the into the chamber. Here it is only one O, hopper, double P, into the chamber. Raw material, that is called charge, is forced forward by the ram or screw into the heated barrel or cylinder to soften it. Soft plastic charge is injected. So whatever this plastic was in a softened condition, that is charge is injected into the mold through a nozzle by the forward movement of the ram or a screw. The next step is the plastic in the mold is maintained under high pressure for a few seconds, so that product becomes rigid with uniform density. So here this uniform density, that is important, so that totally it is going to be hardened. Next one is plastic product is cooled in the mold itself. So here the cooling taking place there itself, whereas in the metals it is a different thing. Plastic product is cooled in the mold itself, then finished product is ejected, and the gates connecting the product to sprue are removed. So here what is happening, when you remember that particular figure, through the nozzle material is going into the cavity. So in the cavity what is happening, actual whatever the shape we need is different, and to go to that particular shape certain ways we have given, they are called gates or sprues. So that gates or sprue should be removed. Next, cycle repeats by recharging the hopper, HOPPR. So here this cycle will be going on repeating like that number of cycles. It depends on the product. It may in a minute 6 times it may take, if they are very thin and less size of the material or component, and if it is bigger, then we may take for each cycle it may take 10 to 15 minutes, and as well as the size of the part can be from 50 grams to 1 kg we can take depending upon the size. And right now this is another type of injection molding machine. This is of course latest these things, and here you can see this is how it takes. See, this is here granules heated, sent forward, close the mold, injected material. This red part is softened materials, and these are one flexible, one is fixed. So, this flexible mold is removed. So, that this is the parting line, from here the component is coming out. Like this, here you see the cycle is changing, going on and going on like this. So, granules feeding fast, forwarding motion, because of the heating the material melts here. This is the red color molten, that is softening state, and here this is the nozzle, through this it goes, and here this is the actual component, it is coming. Actually this particular component does not have any sprues or gates, but actually they will be there and we will cut them. So, and right now let us take a particular example. Now I want to produce this type of a piece. So, how to produce in the injection molding? So, here you can see this is the mold. So, whatever this shape is required, that type of mold we have used here, and the same procedure, but mold is here, remove it, the component has come. Now, as I told, when this component has come, it will have certain sprues and things. So, that can be cut here, whatever unnecessary material is there, that can be cut. So, here you see this is actual component we have to go here, that means we have taken 5 parts together, we have manufactured instead of individually, and now we have to remove these joinings which are not required. So, these things, this is the joint, this should be cut. So, that can be taken place by these arrangements. This is how the injection molding taking place for this particular product. How to take this? Like this, whatever the things that you need, what type of shapes you need, you can take those things in this particular product. So, here the thing is you change the mold as per our design and put it. The remaining process is the same. Right? Now, we have seen different types of injection molding. Let us go for what are the advantages of injection molding. It is best suitable for mass production. So, as I told you, because it is a fast process and even in a minute we can go for 6 pieces if it is small, then it is a large production can be done, that is in mass production we can use it. Complex shapes with inserts, threads, holes can easily be produced. Any complex shapes, intricate shapes, best suitable for small parts, because its speed is more, it is best suitable for small parts. Next is good dimensional accuracy. So, close dimensional accuracy, that is under tolerance we will get it, so that it is a best thing. Next one is disadvantages. So, the maintenance cost is high and high skill is required. So, high skill is required means we have to take skilled worker and the cost is going to be take. And examples of the products through the manufacture through this knobs of electronic equipments, tool handle, pipe fittings, etc. There are lot of things, these are only a smaller thing that we have taken. Now, you can see these different types of figures which are manufactured through the injection molding. This is the latest machine, and here these are different types of moldings in injection molding. Right. Now, let us go for compression molding. So, here the molding through the compression. In the previous case it is injected, whereas here it is compressed. Right. Let us go for the compression molding. Measured quantity of plastic charge in the form of granules or powder is poured into the mold. Again the same thing as in the case of that. So, but here the extra thing is measured quantity. Here the measured quantity. In the previous case, what is that we have done? Raw material granules are into the hopper. We have given into the hopper. But here measured quantity, because it is compressed. So, how much amount of quantity of material is required, that much amount only we will take. So, measured quantity of plastic charge in the form of granules or powder is poured into the mold. The charge is either heated in the mold or preheated pellets are placed in the mold. So here the charge is either heated in the mold, that is, as in the case of injection molding, we have done heating the granules in the same machine and again injecting the material in the same, but whereas here the heating can be done some other place and actual molding can be done in some other place, or both can also be done at a place. Next, soft plastic is compressed with plunger or punch to force it completely into the die cavity under pressure. Like pressing, the soft plastic whatever came into the molten state is compressed with plunger or punch to force it completely into the die cavity under pressure. So what is the cavity? That is what is the required shape we need. So for that we will send the material and it is a pressure, under pressure we get the pressure is maintained till the plastic cures or cools and becomes a rigid. So we have to keep this pressure maintained to that still till it cures or cools and becomes a rigid. Until it becomes rigid, we have to keep it for certain time. Then mold is opened and the product is ejected from the mold cavity and the flash any is trimmed off. So here the flash means the extra material, because when we go for compressing the material, some material may come out, but when this material comes out, what happens is immediately it solidifies. So because it is coming out, it solidifies, the further material doesn't comes, but whatever this flash material is there, it will be stick to there, so that we have to remove that particular metal, the plastics, right. Now let us see this process, how the compression molding process takes place. See here, this thermoset or thermoplastic charge, any material you can take. Now here this is the plunger, here this is the molten metal we have kept here, these are two dies are here, right. Here this comes and downwards and applies here, pressure is applied. So when the pressure is applied, what will happen? Here you can call this male and female dies or molds, and when we apply the pressure, it comes to this particular shape. And in case if we have taken extra material, what happens is, here this is in this compression molding we are having three types. One is flash molding, second one is a positive or closed molding, and third one is a semi positive mold, compression molding. So in flash molding, what is happening is, we are giving the material and applying the pressure, that is compressing, the extra material comes from the sides, they are called flush. So that is called flash. Whereas in closed molding, what happens is, the compression will not go as it is as we apply the pressure. So certain obstruction we will keep, so that that pressure will be stopped. So that required amount of the pressure will be there, so that no pressure, no flash there, such that no wastage of material is going through the flash. In that case, it is called a closed or a positive molding, compression molding. The third one is semi positive molding. In this case, first we go for only applying to certain pressure, then we apply we keep it for certain time, then finally when it hardens, then we apply the some more pressure, so that we will get required things, and this is how we get the things. Now let us see how the compression mold takes place. See here, this is the thing, this is the material, how much measured amount of material. So when this measured amount of material is kept here, and here this is the press which is coming compressing. So that material is being compressed, and this is the cavity or mold which we need the type of a shape, that particular product is removed here. So this is the dish. So the same dish type, whatever the type of dish is there, that will be here, this shape will be there, so that here the metal is kept here, molten metal, and it is compressed and kept for certain time for softening or for hardening. Then we will remove the ejecting the. So this is by making a hydraulic means, the machine is being making by hydraulics means. So this is how the compression molding takes place. This is one of the different type of 650 ton compression molding machine which gives us things, right. Now, let us go for advantages. Simple and easy process, no wastage of raw materials, particularly in flash we may get some wastage, but in closed and semi positive we will not get it. Best suitable for shallow components, that is which are depth deep these things, and dimensional accuracy and surface finish are good. So, these are compared to the other things. Now, let us go for what are the disadvantages. Intricate shapes cannot be processed. So, intricate means which are complicated shapes, complex shapes cannot be processed. Thick sections cannot be processed and not suitable for mass production. So, under mass production this compression molding is not being used. And now, let us go for the examples of this: gaskets, seals, automotive panels, container caps, all these things are the applications of compression molding. Now, let us see different types of figures, how this compression molding and its processing are being taken place. And next we are going for transfer molding. So, in this another process of molding, the transfer molding is same as compression molding, but a simple difference will be there. Only thing is, here we transfer the material from one place to another place, that is a transfer process. The plastic powder is heated and compressed to a high pressure in plasticizing chamber. So, this is as usual the soft plastic charge is transferred into the closed design mold through sprue and gates by the movement of ram. So, here plastic powder is heated someplace and the soft plastic charge is transferred into the closed design mold. So, that is at one place we are going to melt the material, softening the material, and in some other place we are doing the product, right, that is transfer. Due to high pressure, plastic product attains its shape in the closed mold. So, due to high pressure it attains the shape in a closed mold, and plastic product is cured or cooled. So, here this curing or cooled, the product removed from the mold. So, the curing or cooled, that is in the case of thermoplastic we have to cool it, whereas in the case of thermosetting it is not cooling, again we have to heating. So, that is why we are calling it as a cured or a cooled. And now, let us see this figure how this transfer mold takes place. See here, this is the top plate and this is the bottom plate. Now, here this is a pot, that is where actually the metal is, the plastics is being softened, plastic into the in the form of either granules or powder is made into the molten state, that is into the softening state. From here this part it is transferring to the cavities. These are the parts we need, these two are the rectangular parts we need. So, here what is that? This is the part where the actual softening of the material taken place, heating of the taken place, and here these two are the things. So, from here through the sprues we are taking this transferring the material, and here these are the cavities. So, that these are the required property, the required shape of the product, and here these four are here, these are called flash or tear trim gate, because whenever the extra material is there flash it comes, afterwards we have to remove all these things. So, this is about the process which we are going to, after this remove this and eject the parts and again keep it and again do it. So, this is how the transfer of material, that is molten metal has come. And let us see again, this is also for the same transfer molding with different parts and in different stages, how to get the things. So, starting from the mold we are going to ejecting it in different stages. This is how the transfer molding in another process that we are going to make it. And here this is another thing we can see, in this case extra reinforcement has been given, reinforcement, that is extra strength. So, for that purpose in this case we have given certain reinforcement for extra strength. This is also and transfer. And this is another process, how the process takes place. This is the perform manufacturing, layup and draping and mold closure. So, this is what the shape we need. This is mold closed and the resin injection, and so here resin was given, transferred and then cure, and it was kept for certain time under that pressure and demolding and final process. So, here what has happened, this is actual component. So, this is how the process of transfer molding has been taken place in different steps, and this is also another type of transfer molding. And here also the same thing, bottom mold, top mold, and here the resin is there, it comes here, whatever the shape that we need, we will get these thing. These are different types of shapes. And here another machine, again this is hopper and it is coming here, and this is another type of transfer molding machine. And this is the process, whatever we told, the same thing, how it comes through the hoppers etc., and how it is going to transfer. And here these are A and B, these are catalysts and resin, that is additives that we have added, and all these things are mixed here, and this mixing head, then we are sending the material to here, and this is the required shape. So, here we have added the additives in starting of the process, not during the process, at the starting of the process and added, and we got the required type of product. So, this is how the transfer molding takes place. Now, let us see what are the advantages. Best suitable for products having inserts. Intricate and finer details regarding dimensions and shape can be achieved. So, intricate, complicated, and in other cases very complicated shapes etc. Finer details also we can get. Uniform density. So, the component made with this will have uniform density, and the mechanical, high mechanical strength, the mechanical strength is high, and large products can be produced easily. So, the large products can be produced in this particular case, whereas in other cases it is not like that. Next, let us go for disadvantages. Mold is more expensive. So, here the mold is more expensive. Wastage of plastic in the flow line, that is sprue, grates etc. during filling. So, here the material is a waste, where not in the cavity. So, the material should go into the cavity, for that we have to go for sprues and gates. So, in that way the filling is because the product is a large product that we are going to take. So, the material should go more, so that the sprue and gate sizes may be more, so that we will wastage of material through the sprues and gates are somewhat. And examples are all the type of electrical components will come into this examples of this particular transfer molding. And let us see some of the figures in this particular here transfer molding. This is how the transfer molding workshop or workstations in different places it, and this is impeller being made through the transfer mold. These are the different types of products, and this is also another one, transfer molding. Like this we go on taking the thing. Now, let us quickly see how this comparison of that means we have seen three molding process or casting process. So, when we have to take different types of process, that is being given here, that is a comparison of this process. So, compression molding, transfer molding, injection molding. So, here the type of plastics. Compression molding is used in case of thermosetting plastics, and cost of production is low and rate of production is low to medium. Suitability of complex shapes no cannot be done, and size of the part is either large or medium, and wastage of material is little or nil. And whereas in the case of transfer molding, thermosetting plastics can be used, cost of production is medium, rate of production is low, and suitability for complex shapes, that is intricate shapes, can be used, and size of the part is large to medium, and wastage of material is considerable, wastage will be there. And in case of injection molding, the material are thermoplastics, and cost of production is here it is a COST cost. Cost of production is high and rate of production is high, and complex shapes cannot be produced, and size of the part is short, and wastage of the material is nil. So, this is how to compare, and based on this what type of material that we have to take, that can be taken. Right. Now, let us go for the another process, that is extrusion process. This is a forming process.
Now, how it will be manufactured? Again you see this figure, same thing here, extrusion, extruded part. Here this is the hopper, granules coming here, this is the heating chamber, and this is again screw is there, it rotates, because of it rotating it, the material, the granules flow here, and here this is the heating chamber is there, so that whatever the material in the shape of granules is there, it softens, that is comes into the molten state, and here whatever the required shape is required, here this is the die, this is the die, and here in this die whatever the shape we need, that shape can be put here, so that this material, plastic flow of material comes like this, and here cooling should be done, whereas in other cases cooling was done in the same mold, but whereas here some cooling chamber has provided. So through this cooling chamber this material goes, and here the extrusion, here this is a conveyor or belts etc. is there, it rotates so that this particular part is being dragged or extruded. So this is how the process is going on, taking place. Separate cooling chamber was given as in the previous case compared to that, and here these are the different types of the shapes that we can use, or we can extrude different types of the shapes in this particular extrusion process. So this is how the extrusion process will take place. Now let us see this figure, how the extrusion process will takes place. Again here this is heating and the material comes here. So these are the granules. These granules, because of heating, it comes to the softening, that is melting state. This is the molten type, and this is the finished product. As per the finished product we require, this is the die. So in the shape of the die will be like this. So this type of shape is coming out, and here through the conveyors we extract we extrude this particular part. This is how the extrusion process takes place. And here this is extrusion line, polymer feed, screws, die. From this we will get the required shape of the material, and here the calibration units, that is whatever the material, that is say for example rod we have manufactured here. So how much rod we have to cut it, that is it is a continuously material comes out. So if we want calibration 5 meters, 6 meters, 1 meter, 2 meters, whatever it might be calibrated, and it is to be cut, and then tipping table or coiler belling device, that is whether it should be cut and put into the tables, or whether it is a flexible wire, then it can be coiled, like that we can do. This is about a extruder. And this is another thing, again the same thing for different type of things. Again hopper, this is the motor for running for rotating the screws etc. We want to go for this particular type, and here this is the die, and this is how we get the different types of extruding process. Now let us see this machine, which is called extrusion machine, and this is the hopper. Inside under controlled conditions, this is heating chamber, again here it is there. So like that we will get different types of extrusion machines to manufacture different types of products. Now let us go for what are the advantages of extrusion. So the first one is low cost tooling and short lead times. So tooling cost is less and lead time is also less, so that we can manufacture speedily. Low cost of parts. The parts manufactured by this will be having low cost. Use of multiple materials in variety. So number of materials, different types of materials can be used here. Reinforcement via fiber wrapping. So reinforcement, that is to extra strength through the fibers. There small layers can be added, so that extra strength will be, and color matching. So whatever the color that we need, that can be got it here. And now let us see some of the figures. This is automatic PVC extrusion. So this is how automatically the extrusion comes out with different dies based on different whatever we require, different types of products. And this is a clean extrusion. So here the wire is flexible, so that it is being a coil on. And this is multi-layer extrusion, different layers at a time we can get different multi-layers, and this is a thing. And here post cure oven, that is what is that we told is, in particularly either cooling or heating. In case of thermosetting plastics, we have to heat the material after cavity, or in case of thermoplastics it should be cooled. So, when we have to go for heating, this is the post cured oven where we have to keep the metal plastics at this particular place and heating so that it cures, and we have to keep it that for certain time. And this is seamless pipe, manufacturing of a seamless pipe. Seamless means without joint. That is how here we are going to take. This is twin screw. If you see here, one screw, another screw, two screws are there so that it can rotate. This is how the different types of machines takes place. Here this is extrusion and compression. So, here what happens is we have extruded certain particles, certain components, and they are being again going for pellets. So, in previous case in some type of molding we have taken that in a compression molding, whether that particular raw material is in the form of pellets also we can take. In such a case, in this machine we can make both the things so that the finished product can be kept in the form of pellets. And this is how the extrusion die. So, here corrugated tubes are rods, etc. can be So, here this is how the process is going on taking place. So, here this is a corrugated tube, and here this is the process actually how it takes this particular process, transfer of this particular material. So, this is the design how that particular die in the case of extrusion, how it extract the material, what is the shape of it, everything. This is one type of example that I have given here, and here you can see twin extruder. So, extruding in two. So, like this we are having different types of machines. So, this is how the basically we have studied different types of process in this particular session. So far we have studied different types of additives to be added so that we will get required strength to the required the final product. Then we have classified different types of plastic processes, and then we have studied individually about injection molding, compression molding, transfer molding and extrusion process. The remaining processes we will study in the next class.